So intro.
Hello, everyone. I'm Charlie Benami, and thank you for joining us for the Long Island High School Hockey League Varsity Quarterfinals. We've got 4th-seeded Syosset taking on 5th-seed Cold Spring Harbor with a trip to the semifinals at stake. Now for some keys to tonight's matchup, Casey Farr.
Thank you, Charlie. You know I'm very excited for this game. A lot of points that I brought up and thought about while figuring out what to talk about for this game. First thing I came up with, Cold Spring Harbor, obviously the former champs in this league, looking to make another run. It's going to be a little more difficult this year as them with the 5th seed. Cold Spring Harbor also has the most goals in the league at 120. It's going to be hard for the Syosset defense to stop them. And Syosset, they've been struggling a little bit coming into this one. Although they're 12-3-0-1 in the season, they're just 3-2 in their last 5. Obviously not the streak you want going into the playoffs, but definitely able to improve.
Casey, you had a great interview with the Syosset coach, and I believe that he talked to you a lot about his concerns and his hopes for tonight's game.
Yeah, obviously I mentioned that the fact that they have a younger team relative.
Whenever you're ready. There we go. 3, 2, 1.
Far here with Coach Sumzik of Syosset Hockey. So, Coach, with a young team and not as much experience as one may have liked, how do you feel you're going to prepare going into this game?
It doesn't matter how old they are or what grade they're in. It's a matter of how they come to play tonight. We've had ups and downs throughout the year, but towards the end of the season, they really have come together and played as one. So I'm looking for a great game tonight.
Speaking of that young talent, one of the players on our team, junior Salome Mijas, has 26 points so far in the season. Is he going to be a main focal point? You're going to try to move the puck around the ice and try to get everyone involved tonight.
Salon's been excellent throughout the year. He's always been a player to rely on throughout the year. But in games like this, it's just not one player. You need your first line, second line, and even your third line to contribute to this game for a win.
And going against the former conference champs in Cold Spring Harbor, you feel that your game plan is going to have to change so to go against a team, Cold Spring Harbor, like I mentioned, that previously has won.
Previous times, Cold Spring Harbor and us, we've had very competitive games, very physical, very fast moving games. I expect that tonight. Our game plan is not going to change much. They got a lucky win there for the year from us. They caught us off guard, not a great game we played, but that's not going to be the case tonight, and we're going to come with our big game.
And last question for you, Coach. So, knowing this is a playoff game, do you think that the aggressiveness and intensity is going to be amped up in the crowd, on your bench, throughout the field, or do you just feel this is going to be a regular game for your players who are going to go out and do what they always do?
The crowd, the situation in the game that's in the players' heads. So the first couple minutes, I expect them to be a little all over the place, but then they're going to settle down and they're going to play Braves hockey the way they're supposed to play.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
And you know, Charlie, the Syosset coach, obviously very excited for his team, coming in as the 4 seed, considered the home team, quote-unquote. And also, Charlie, you were also able to talk to the Cold Spring Harbor coach. I know that he's obviously very excited going into another playoff game for his team. Let's see what he had to say.
You're with Cold Spring Harbor coach Sean, and coach, tonight obviously emotions might be running high for the team. It's a playoff game. If you lose, you go home. What can you guys do to keep the emotions down and play good hockey?
I think coming out with a good, solid mindset and just coming out calm and composed, sticking to the game plan and not letting the emotions get the best of you.
And you guys played Syosset just a couple of weeks ago. You were able to come out with a 6-2 win. What did you guys do right there that you can apply tonight to get a win?
Just to stay disciplined, stick to our systems, play well in the defensive zone, and capitalize on our opportunities.
You guys were conference champs last year. What do you think about this team will help them try to achieve that goal again this playoff season?
We got a solid group of seniors that have been with us for a long time, and they got the experience from last year. I think if they stick together and if they continue to lead like they've been, we'll be in the same spot we were last year.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Very nice. All right, with that, it is time for us to go. We've got such a good one coming your way. Cold Spring Harbor, the Seahawks. We've got the Syosset Braves. We've got two teams that have combined for some really good games over the years. And Casey, I don't know about you, but I'm excited for some playoff hockey.
Of course, you know, you love this time of season, mid-February, where these teams are about to go see who's going to be the best of the best.
Cardoza tries to win the face-off. Martin passed it along the boards. Going quick is Cardoza for the Braves. Loses control for a second. And taking it out is the Cold Spring Harbor defenseman. Coming the other way for Cold Spring Harbor, it's Dominic Straino. A whiff, and taking it up is Joseph Gagliano. Gagliano loses it. Looking for an offensive opportunity, it was Cold Spring Harbor. They get it back, shot, a nice shot, deflection by Max Martin. Passed up to the point, and Salone Mijas has some contact with it. A shot on net, just wide. Cold Spring Harbor early controlling.
Yeah, this team's been all up in the offensive zone. Besides starting back in their defensive zone, they've been moving the puck all over, getting lots of shots off. We're only a minute into this one.
Going the other way, it is Mijas. Leading the counterattack is Richie Straino. Straino looking for the wraparound. Stopped as Cold Spring Harbor tried to get in the zone. And Straino getting it, trying to stop DePaul from clearing. He does so successfully, but Syosset will take it back into their own zone. It is Eric Kaczynski. Kaczynski to Bridgewood. Bridgewood looking to make a move. Wrapping it around, and it's no good. Bridgewood with it on his skate. DePaul tries to get it to Bridgewood. Straino, they have 2-on-1 if they hurry. Patience, and a nice save by Ethan Gainey.
Gainey, one of the main goaltenders for this Syosset team. Obviously, a lot of youth on this team.
One-on-one opportunity with the goalie. It's a score! What a shot to start it off. It was number 71, Eric Kaczynski. 1-0 Syosset save by Ethan Gainey.
Gainey, one of the main goaltenders for this Syosset team. Obviously, a lot of youth on this team.
One-on-one opportunity with the goalie. It's a score! What a shot to start it off. It was number 71, Eric Kaczynski.
One of the driving forces for the Syosset team. Now they're up 1-0 in this one.
And what a start for the Braves. They've really impressed me early.
Yeah, you obviously love what this is, especially in such an important game, obviously a playoff game. But these two teams actually faced off against each other, Charlie, not too long ago, January 24th. And it was actually Cold Spring Harbor, who's currently the 5 seed, beating Syosset, the 4 seed, 6-2 in that one.
So Syosset certainly has revenge on their mind. Passed up to the point for Cold Spring Harbor. One-timer for Jacob Wiener. Wiener again looking for it, unsuccessfully. A little hustle in the corner. Oscar Shabayev and Joseph Ganji trying to get it, and that's another quick goal. Wow. Cold Spring Harbor got the shot on net, and this one is quick. It's 1-1. We're in for some good hockey.
Yeah, that was just the goalie was in the blind spot there.
Corner. Oscar Shabayev and Joseph Ganji trying to get it, and that's another quick goal. Wow. Cold Spring Harbor got the So a 1-1 quick start here in the Long Beach Ice Arena. Max Martin looking for Michael Cardoza. Cardoza has it taken away by Dylan Bridgewood. Bridgewood up ahead. Gaining it for Syosset is Joshua Knoll. Knoll gets to one of his teammates who gives it back to Cold Spring Harbor, and we will have a quick stop.
And on that last goal, it was actually Luke Sosos, number 22 for Cold Spring Harbor. Not a big goal scorer for the team. Only got 6 goals in the regular season with 10 points. But obviously putting up a huge one there, tying this game early.
And yeah, for a guy like Sosos, he's not the biggest goal scorer on the team, the biggest offensive threat. But it doesn't matter where the goals come from as long as they come. A long shot for Peter Leonard. And trying to get it out is Gagliano. Quick opportunity. Pass out to the point for Cold Spring Harbor. Shot on net. Nice save by Gainey.
Strino was there. He had a few opportunities right in front of the net, unable to convert though.
Strino, both. Richie has been really impressive this season, and his brother plays net for the Cold Spring Harbor team. Trying to get it to himself is Mijas. Mijas is ultra talented. Oh, that was a beautiful move, setting up an opportunity, looking for Mijas, and that was a nice defensive play, but Syosset still has it. Passed up to the point by Cardoza. Shot on net, no good. That shot was by Joshua Knoll. He has 8 goals on the season, and we've got a little pushing and shoving, a little extracurricular activity.
And obviously, it's a playoff game, high intensity, high aggressiveness. But the coach has got to know that this is eventually going to happen where it's going to boil over. Just don't expect to see it just 4 minutes into this one.
Yes, it's something that's kind of a given with playoff hockey. There is intensity. That's what we love about the game. But this will tend to happen, and hopefully everybody is able to keep their head. Face-off won by Syosset. Looking for something to do was Kaczynski. Kaczynski still fighting for it, trying to poke it away was Tesotsos. Coming down, trying to pressure was Connor Flynn. The dump off to Sam Tell, but it's taken away by Cold Spring Harbor. Great defensive play. And looking for that opportunity was Luke Tesotsos. He's been super active early.
Yeah, a little unorganized on defense there for Syosset, just giving it up.
The backhand opportunity by Sam Tell, and we'll get an icing. As you were saying, Casey.
Just not as much organized defense as you would have liked in this one for both sides necessarily. Puck's been going back and forth around the ice. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of shots. It's already 1-1 just 5 minutes into this one.
Yeah, Casey. Oh, sorry. But Casey, just to reference your interview, I know that that the Syosset coach talked about. He knew that early on to be a little sloppy, both sides. The intensity, that's what emotional hockey will do. But I'd expect to see it get a lot more cleaner. These are two very talented hockey teams.
Very talented indeed. But the thing is, Cold Spring Harbor's got the experience. Syosset, with only a few upperclassmen on their team, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the game plays out.
Noel Passon, that was a rough hit, and it will be a penalty, I believe, on Cold Spring Harbor number 20, Dominic Strino. And for Joseph Gagliano, he might feel that one tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that was right in center ice. No one was really around, just Strino just putting someone out there. And the ref obviously saw it. His hand went up immediately after it happened. I
remember our first game that we did a Cold Spring Harbor game. Strino was the beneficiary. There was a big hit at center ice, and Strino got it, and he scored. So he knows that those big hits can create opportunities. Unfortunately for him, that one was a penalty. So we're on the face-off in the Cold Spring Harbor end. Pass out to Salone Mijas. Looking to the point, it is Mijas. He's looking for a shot instead of whipping around. This is power play offense. The shot on goal, nice save. Looking for the rebound, it was Zachary Keschner.
Nice give and go there, but unable to get that into the bottom of the net.
Pass up to Noel. Mijas trying to swing it. He finds Keschner. Keschner back out to Mijas. The shot. Oh, that was a nice defensive play by Harry Carswell. Mijas gets to the point. He loses it. Carswell. Oh, he was so close. Mijas' last-ditch attempt at sticking out his stick really saved a shorthanded 1-on-0 opportunity for Cold Spring Harbor.
on that last exchange, Noel was pretty much open on the right side for most of that exchange. Didn't get one shot opportunity. And for a guy with 13 points in the season, you know he's going to want to get one sometime in this game.
And it looks like we will go to even strength in a little bit of time with a power play for Cold Spring Harbor as number 25, Dylan Bridgewood, is going to the penalty box. That was another big hit.
Yeah, the junior just saw the opposing player in the corner and just put a little too hard of a hit on him. Going to have 52 seconds of even strength now.
52 seconds of even strength. And the 4-on-4, if Syosset can control the 4-on-4, and then they get one and change of 5-on-4, this could be a turning point in the first period. Kaczynski looking to clear. Does so successfully, regaining it for the for Cold Spring Harbor was Tesotsos. Gainey swings it away, and Gagliano trying to get rid of it. Phillips pursuing for the Braves. And it's Gagliano has it taken away. A 1-on-3. He probably should have reloaded that.
Yeah, it was Riley Van Son just trying to make some instant offense happen. Not much left on this even strength. Unable to get anything there, and now it looks like Syosset's going to have possible opportunity here.
Riley Van Son, that guy is ultra talented. He has 13 goals, and somehow that's 6 less than his brother. Talk about a hockey family.
Exactly. We've talked about this in the past. Riley Van Son, Max Van Son, great hockey duo.
Straino loses it. Straino gets it back. He falls, and Gainey will cover it up. Straino took that one from a knee. Would have been quite incredible if he was able to finish it.
Halfway through this first period, just 1-1 our score. Obviously high-intensity game, Charlie. And although this might be a playoff atmosphere here, it's still going to bring back memories from a few weeks ago when these two teams met up. 6-2 was the final score, with Cold Spring Harbor coming out victorious. And in that one, for Cold Spring Harbor, Hetherington and Carswell each had 2 goals. Haven't seen them much tonight, but I'm sure we're going to be hearing their name later on.
So with Cold Spring Harbor on the offense for the power play, they convert at a 20% clip. Very solid, not as high as their opponents, but if they can get something together here, that would be massive. I mean, obviously every game matters, but when you're in a playoff game, every shift of momentum is that much more important. As we see, laying it off for the Braves was Cardoza.
Exactly what you said, Charlie. Every 2-minute opportunity that you have with an extra guy on the ice has got to be one that you could possibly convert on.
Indeed. The Braves not in their own zone. This has not been a very successful power play so far. I mean, for the Cold Spring Harbor, not the Braves. They are penalty killing, and they were killing it on the penalty kill.
Yeah, Zachary Ketchner, the sophomore on this team, one of the top goal scorers, actually playing great defense to kill this penalty, as it's now going to be a 5-on-5.
So that was a great penalty kill by Syosset. Really impressive. They only kill at a 74% clip, so it's definitely not the strength of their team, but they looked exceptional on that penalty kill. They really did.
Yeah, back in the Cold Spring Harbor zone, it was Zachary Ketchner, like I mentioned, a forward and sophomore player for the Syosset team. And he was just making sure he can get a stick on the puck wherever it was. Ended up causing so much confusion that the clock just seemed to run out on the penalty clock.
Carswell and Phillips on the face-off, obtained by Cold Spring Harbor. Kaczynski trying to lead the counterattack. Going up for Syosset was Vito Mosa. Mosa passes it, but it finds a Cold Spring Harbor stick. It was Carswell. And we'll get an icing on Carswell, so it'll be face-off in the Cold Spring Harbor zone. So, Casey, early on, 1-1, what have you seen?
I've seen 2 teams that want to come to the playoffs, but are just still trying to get it together. Not a whole lot of cohesiveness on offense, on defense. It's mostly been more of a game that you'd see at the beginning of the season, just with a little more stakes involved. Obviously, both these teams are talented enough that they're going to be able to give us a great game, but so far they just don't look to be all that coordinated on either side of the ice.
Yeah, and I think every period that will get better. It's kind of just the any hockey game is that in that type of usually in that type of mode. Most games don't usually start with explosive, not explosive, but clean play. Sometimes explosive, but most games as you go along, especially as we've seen, the games get more and more competitive and the hockey gets better and better and better.
And especially on the high school level, you want to be able to mold with your shifts, make sure that same guys go out on the ice at the same time so they can build chemistry. And with penalties early on, it's not always going to be happening like that.
Peter Strino with the great save. That was a nice pass by Kaczynski to Phillips. Phillips couldn't finish, but Strino, he's got his brother who's one of the best offensive players for this Cold Spring Harbor team, and then he's holding it down in net as Phillips is behind the net. Leading the counterattack for Cold Spring Harbor, it's Peter Leonard. Leonard, a nice move. He lost it for a second though. Phillips trying to get it, and now pursuing it for Syosset with a big hit was Oscar Shabayev.
Shabayev, the main stopper of the 3-on-2 there. Looked like he may have gotten a little bit of a hold on there, but the refs let it go.
Phillips was in the Phillips is in the corner. And now for Cold Spring Harbor trying to do something is Jacob Wiener. Instead it'll be Knoll who loses it. Strino around the boards. Back up to the point. Here we go for Kaczynski. He's got a one-on-none. Oh, what a score! What a goal. He's got two. Syosset takes the 2-0 lead. And welcome to the Eric Kaczynski playing game of his life so far. 2 goals within the under 10 minutes.
Yeah, obviously, like you mentioned, the 2 goals.
For Kaczynski, he's got a one-on-none. Oh, what a score! What a goal. He's got 2. Syosset takes the 2.
Syosset, the lead here, with just 5 minutes left in the first period.
I mean, Kaczynski's a dog, don't get me wrong. He has 16 goals this season. This is by no means a coming out party. He's been doing this, but 2 goals in the first period of a playoff game, that's remarkable.
Led his team in the regular season with the goals. Right now, he's leading this team in playoffs with goals.
And now another opportunity with a breakaway. It's Mijas. Oh, what a save by Strino. He's made some beautiful ones early.
Mijas upset a little bit over there about not getting in it. Unlike Kaczynski, unable to put it past the goalie. Tried to get it under his legs a little bit. Just bounced off, and the rebound he wasn't able to put back, and neither was his teammate.
And you see the little conference happening over near the Cold Spring Harbor bench, because what has just happened is really unacceptable for them. That's not how they play. 2 breakaways in less than a minute. That can't happen.
And it's also going to be a penalty as well. So we're going to have a 5-on-4.
So Cold Spring Harbor had no momentum, and that has really no momentum, and then they give up the power play. Cardoza, the shot, and a nice play by the defender for Cold Spring Harbor. It was a beautiful play. Cardoza, though, regains. Puts it along the boards. Trying to get to it is Ganji. Ganji fighting for it. Instead, it's Gagliano. Gagliano passes it up to the point. It's Martin. It was redirected by Ganji. Martin gets it back. And another save by Peter Strino.
Yeah, I like what Ganji was trying to do there. Just trying to put the rebounds back in. After a while, ended up going back out to Martin, who tried to take the long shot, the sophomore defender. Neither of those shots able to go in, but those are the opportunities that you want to keep having for Syosset in a great way to start this power play, with still just 1:20 left in this one.
Peter Strino is playing awesome, but right now for the Cold Spring Harbor defense, I mean, granted it is a power play, Max Martin has had all the time in the world to make his decisions and to put his shots up. They really need to get a body. Swinging it, it's Knoll. Knoll back out to Keshner. Keshner the shot. It's deflected. Knoll back with it. And it's taken away by the Cold Spring Harbor defender. And that one will result in a souvenir for one lucky fan who subsequently throws it back.
And although that's not ideal, puck ends up just going back into your defensive zone. That's what Cold Spring Harbor needed. Obviously a break and stoppage here, possibility to change lines, which I don't believe they did, but just to regroup momentum, possibly try to regroup on defense and try to burn the last minute of this power play.
Yeah, that was a great play by Cold Spring Harbor to clear it. That's big. The only problem was it was such a nice clear that it came back pretty quickly. Keshner blazing down the court. Striano, he saves it. Kaczynski, who already has 2, passes it around to Phillips, trying to stop him from getting his Tasotzos. Tasotzos down, but keeping the zone was Knoll just momentarily, as it's a clear by Tasotzos, and then he, along with another, changes off the ice. 20 left in the power play for Syosset. A beautiful move by Kaczynski. He's really in his bag right now.
Let's see if he can finish this one all by himself.
Kaczynski to Knoll. That was a beautiful pass. Knoll waiting for it. Phillips was in front of the net, and back with it, it's Eric Kaczynski. I have a feeling I'm going to say that name a couple more times tonight.
I'm sure you will. He's been lighting it up all over the ice tonight, Charlie.
Kaczynski puts it on the net. Nothing there. Power play is over. Keshner. Oh, it deflected, and that was very dangerous. Cold Spring Harbor has to feel fortunate that nothing happened there. It's cleared, and a little extracurriculars near the Cold Spring Harbor bench. Everything broken up before he needed a stoppage, so that's great. That was a near, almost a breakaway opportunity for Casey Reynolds. Instead it'll be Phillips dumping it off to Keshner, who loses it, and it's Carswell passing back to his teammate Peter Leonard.
You have to give credit to Cold Spring Harbor here, not allowing Syosset to settle in the offensive zone anymore after the power play, making sure that they're working out there on the ice, on all parts of the ice.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for the last couple of minutes for Cold Spring Harbor, but they've only let in 1 goal in this rough stretch of hockey, so that's very good. That was a beautiful technical hit by Casey Reynolds, but it's Phillips now looking for, because it was Cardoza looking for it, clearing it for Cold Spring Harbor, and chasing it was Dominic Striano, the 3rd Striano brother. Cross-ice pass to Tasotzos. And getting on it is Tell. Tell quite wide. And it's Cardoza.
A lot of loose passing in this one, not giving either team an opportunity to get settled in any offensive zone. A lot of changing around, a lot of time to neutral zone here.
Just under a minute left in the period. Passed up for Cold Spring Harbor. Taking it away is Phillips. He's been very good today. The pass to Striano. Striano with a really nice move and a dump off. He ends up back with it. Instead, it's his teammate with it, and that shot is wide.
Colin McHale, he's taking a lot of shots for Cold Spring Harbor. Hasn't been able to get one in, obviously.
Martin. Oh, Keshner. That was Keshner, not Martin, but that was a really close opportunity. Keshner was almost on it again, and he is hounding for it. He's a goal scorer. He had a bunch of goals the last time we saw these guys play. One-timer, no good. Back out, DePaul, nothing there. Striano again. He's pitching a masterpiece early. Devin DePaul swings it around the boards, and it is cleared by Striano, and some more extracurriculars to end the first. And after one, we've got the Syosset team winning 2-1 over Cold Spring Harbor. That was a great half. That was a great period of hockey. Casey, let me know what you saw.
I saw a lot of passion out there, a lot of aggressiveness, as obviously it's a playoff game. The intensity is going to be high. And a lot of scuffling as well. Let's not get into that for right now. But for Syosset, obviously a great period there. It didn't start off the greatest until the power play started kicking in. And then once that happened, you saw breakaways after breakaway, and they ended up getting a goal off of that. Like we had mentioned before, that Kaczynski has both of their goals. Obviously, Cold Spring Harbor is going to need to try to stop him, but they also have other weapons like Keshner and Mijas, who have yet to get on the board. obviously I'm expecting at least one of them to be up there somewhere later.
And you have to look at the play of Cold Spring Harbor's defense and their goalie, Peter Strino. He's having a really nice game early. And just given this, they did give up way too many opportunities in the breakaway, and too much time was spent in their zone. But if you're Cold Spring Harbor, coming out of that period, only down 1 goal, you have to feel fortunate.
Exactly. There were too many opportunities for Syosset, and Cold Spring Harbor needs to be able to shore up their defense. And with that in mind, Cold Spring Harbor, though, they did do a good job in one thing. That was disrupting a lot of passes late in the period after the penalty went out. Syosset just really couldn't mount an offense anymore. Cold Spring Harbor kept on making sure to interrupt the passes, interrupt the flow of the game. Obviously, Syosset still got their shots on. Cold Spring Harbor's defense started to shore up later in the period, and obviously I'm sure that's what their coach was preaching about after this time off.
Cold Spring Harbor, the thing is for them, their 1 goal came from a guy who doesn't traditionally score for them that much. If you think that the Van Sons and Strinos aren't going to get involved in this one, then I just think you're wrong.
Exactly.
I think we have not seen this Cold Spring Harbor offense at its regular operating speed, and trying to get it there was Hetherington,
a big force in their last game between these two guys. Had 2 goals here himself in that big game.
Working it back with an errant pass was Jacob Wiener. Kaczynski, who continues to skate laps over everybody else, looking for the wraparound. Instead, he'll take it back out. Oh, and that was a skip. That would have been a great one-timer for Joshua Knoll. He just couldn't obtain the puck. It's Martin and Tesotso. I mean, it's Keshner and Tesotso's fighting for it. Kaczynski ends up back with it. He lays it off to Keshner. Keshner on the ground. And now it's Martin trying to get it for Syosset. Keshner behind the net. And we have ourselves some fighting action. Hopefully these guys can break it up.
Yeah, I didn't get to see how that started necessarily. I was still following the puck. But once the player went down on the ice, I saw everyone just turn around and sprint towards the fight. I'm sure there's going to be some penalties dished out for this one. And obviously we see Kaczynski going towards the penalty box, waiting to see if more will come out of this.
And obviously the emotions are running very high. These teams, they've played each other before. Syosset really wanting to prove themselves that they can win against this team, and Cold Spring Harbor trying to prove that their win wasn't a fluke. And, I think that, unfortunately, this is something that happened. Hopefully these teams can get themselves together and just play some good hockey.
Yeah, so it's for Syosset, Kaczynski, and for Cold Spring Harbor, one of the Strinos, it would be Richie Strino, currently in the penalty box, which makes me seem to believe that these are going to be some offsetting penalties. Obviously, I don't know what's going to come out of it, as the refs are talking over center ice.
And when you're in one of these situations, it's a tough situation if you're a ref, because you don't want to do something you want to do something if both teams are guilty that hurts both teams equally. But it's just hard to judiciate that type of process. There's taking out certain players in certain situations will affect one team more than it will affect the other. So it's just a tough situation for the referees in this one.
And of course, Charlie, you got to treat each team based on the crime that they committed. And also Zachary Ketchner for Syosset just hopped into the penalty box. So I'm interested to see now, with 1 player for Cold Spring Harbor, 2 for Syosset, what the punishment is going to be. But obviously you don't want to see a whole lot of stuff, but the refs probably going to need to nip this in the bud before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, it's like we've said, it's just a part of this game that we knew that there was just going to be a little bit of we knew that it was going to be intense, and these teams have been intense. The effort has been through the roof. You really can't fault them for that. We love that. We love seeing that. But sometimes it reaches this level, and hopefully that this is the last we see of that today.
And with just under a minute taken off the clock in this second period, although Not a whole lot of momentum gaining so far in this period. But so far, Syosset, they just kept going back on their roll. And Cold Spring Harbor, they had a few opportunities on offense, weren't able to convert necessarily. On defense, though, they were playing pretty well so far in this one.
I mean, both teams' defensive effort, you really can't question it. I think both teams have been really hustling to the puck on defense. They've been trying their best to not leave guys open. For Syosset, a lot of their chances have come via the turnover and the breakaway. So it's not really the defense in that situation. It's just kind of the lack of offense, which is caused by the other team's defense. So it's really been a defensive game so far.
Of course, Charlie, especially if we know how much teams can score in this league, and for it to only be 2-1 with all these opportunities just shows the great goaltending, great defense that we've seen so far. So we're about to get back into this one.
So we've got, by my count, 3 Syosset players and I think just 2, maybe 3 Cold Spring Harbor players in the penalty box. Right now, we're at even strength 5-on-5, so we'll see how long those guys are out. Cardozo wins the tip, but it goes to Peter Strino. Connor Flynn. Mijas. Noel. Giving it to Cardozo. hockey, and it doesn't get much better than that. Here we go.
You can see right out of the gate, both sides just sprinting after the puck on the ice. This is obviously going to be a fun and exciting next 15 minutes.
That was a long cross-ice pass taken away. It's Joshua Knoll. Strino gets it for Cold Spring Harbor. He loses it. Kaczynski pokes it out to Keshner. Keshner gives it up, and there was an opportunity at the point for Cold Spring Harbor. Instead, it'll be a great opportunity for Syosset. Dylan Bridgewood, he couldn't convert, though. That would have been a big goal to get.
Yeah, Bridgewood's going to switch off now, but that was a great opportunity for him, set up by Keshner. And Syosset could have possibly made it a 3-1 lead, but like we've said, Strino's in goal, and he's not going to let anything get past him.
Strino up, great pass, the shot, Gainey with the save. And is that a goal, or did they say the puck move, or did they say he was stopped? A little confusion down in the Cold Spring Harbor, the Syosset zone.
And yeah, it just looked like the puck went over there, then the goalie went down, then everything just started to collapse over there. Then ended up moving. It's going to see what's happening, but thinking it's not going to be a goal considering the refs are still standing in the zone over there.
So it looks like we'll have a face-off in the Syosset zone, and you'd have to wonder if you're rooting for Cold Spring Harbor, how these type of possessions where you start in the other team's zone and you have that type of opportunity. With this, obviously there's still an eternity left in this game, but as you go on, less and less of these opportunities exist. Trying to take advantage of said opportunity was Luke DeSotos, who has the one goal for Cold Spring Harbor.
Sosos, that was his second shot already in the last minute. Obviously, they're just trying to get whatever shot they can, not necessarily looking for the best shot, just looking to see if they can get back on the board quickly.
Hetherington giving chase to Knoll, and swinging it around was Harry Carswell, or trying to take it away. It was taken away from Carswell. Syosset coming the other way, and Strino will lay it off to Luke DeSotos. Mijas, the shot. Strino the save, and he pokes it away.
Not the best shot by Mijas. Had to turn around and try to even put the puck on net. Had some open guys over there like Josh Knoll in the corner on the left side.
And Gagliano got crushed by DeSotos. That was a really nice hit. And we will have another stoppage of play. We'll get a change as well. 12:39 left in the period. Syosset 2, Cold Spring Harbor 1.
Just 2.5 minutes off the board here. But obviously, like I've said, the aggressiveness and intensity of a playoff game is what you're seeing in this one. We haven't been seeing the scoring in this one, but both teams have been putting it all out there, trying to make sure that they advance to, like I said, either Long Beach or Manhasset on Sunday night.
Yes, depending on winning and who's seeding, depending on the results of the other games, the others, we'll see who plays who. But both these teams, obviously, their goal is to win a championship, and the run starts now.
Face off the center ice here.
DePaul to Sam Tell. Tell will give it chase. Doing so as well was Colin McHale. Cold Spring Harbor, Dominic Strino swinging around the boards. Keshner, he loses it momentarily. Here we go, Keshner. Keshner, passing in front. Oh, that was almost, if he had someone there, that was a beautiful pass. Unfortunately for him, it was a blue jersey instead of a white. And an icing called on Cold Spring Harbor.
Keshner, the second leading scorer on the team for Syosset, just behind Mijas in points. And we haven't been able to call his name much. in this one, he's been mostly being on the passive side, hasn't been taking as many shots as probably coaches would have liked to seen, but he's definitely been a great player and has had a big impact in this one.
The possession is gained by Cold Spring Harbor. Pass up to McHale. He can't get it. And Devin DePaul will let it go away. It'll be an icing and a face-off in the Cold Spring Harbor zone.
The fans here for this playoff game, very loud, very exciting, as they want, obviously, whoever team they're rooting for to win. And it's great playoff atmosphere here at the Long Beach Arena.
A lot of good, passionate fans rooting for their kids slash friends slash nephews slash other. DePaul giving a chase. Behind him is McHale. DePaul. Haven't said his name much today. Keshner giving a chase. It'll be Aiden Flynn getting it out. Cross-ice pass. DePaul, that was a really nice defensive play. Phillips trying to get it. He won't. Instead, the other way. We go back and forth in this third period. Strino will swing it out to Aiden Flynn. Flynn using the boards to get it to Max Van Son. Van Son right there to Aiden Flynn. Van Son through a sea of white jerseys. Loses it, and it'll be Nick Phillips. Keshner, the shot. Strino the save. Puck's loose, but it's Richie Strino picking it up. Looking for the cross-ice pass to McHale. And it'll be an icing.
And after that steal by Sayasi, there was Phillips, Keshner, Kaczynski, all trying to go to the net. And Keshner was the one with the puck. He probably should have passed it, but took the shot instead. And although that kind of shot choice isn't going to win you all the games, certainly the heart that you want to see, and the steal, of course.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Cold Spring Harbor not playing as aggressive as maybe I would have thought going into this third period.
Oh, it's taken away. Van Son! Oh, he had the opportunity to tie it. Wow, that was close. That's a heartbreaker for Riley Van Son.
Of course, right when I say it, he gets the nice steal and puts it right away. This one goes out of play. But right away, Riley Van Son with the steal and pretty much second after puts it in, or tries to put it in the net. Going to be interesting to see when Cold Spring Harbor is going to be able to ramp up the intensity, as they need to score sometime in the next 10 minutes, 13 seconds.
The Cold Spring Harbor fans making their voices heard. Let's see if the guys can build off of that energy. We've got just over 8 left in this third period. Cold Spring Harbor down a goal. That pass goes all the way to the other side of the ice to Sotsos, looking for his options. He overshoots his intended target, and it'll be Joshua Knoll. Knoll with a really nice move behind the net, and a nice dump off to Phillips. Phillips back to Knoll. That was a beautiful give and go. Max Martin looking at his options. Passes it out to Nick Phillips. Instead, it'll be Peter Leonard. Leonard to Van Son. Leonard gets it back. But taking it away is Vito Mosa. Mosa with a little nutmeg action. And it'll be Peter Leonard gaining the zone. He'll take the slap shot, and it's Ethan Gainey with the standing save.
And Charlie, I think me and you were both surprised when he took that shot. Maybe not necessarily in line for the shot, a little far out. But that's just what Cold Spring Harbor needs. They need something to go right for them. Not saying anything went wrong for them, but they just need to be able to get on the board sometime in the next 9 minutes, or else it's going to be Syosset moving on.
Exactly. They really need some sort of momentum push. And taking it away for Cold Spring Harbor, Salone Mijas. For Syosset is Salone Mijas, and it's Strino continuing his dominance.
Yeah, great play by Mijas there, able to get the takeaway. Then trying to get the shot off, though. I don't know if that was the right call. trying to milk the clock here, trying to not allow Cold Spring Harbor to get in the offensive zone. If I'm me, Haas, I wrap it around, maybe try to set up something on offense and just try to take as much time away as possible.
I mean, some may say 9 minutes is too early to start that, but if you can get a nice, like, minute, 30 seconds, that's a significant amount of the clock.
Exactly. All the time helps.
Mijas, that was a nice move, but he's cut off by Peter Leonard. Oh, Gagliano with the opportunity. Gagliano again. Peter Striano, you've got to be kidding me. He covers it, and wow. They called that one dead, and I think Syosset believes that was a little bit early. But Peter Striano, this is a masterpiece.
Exactly. With all the opportunities, he's had to go against so many different shooters, so many different players just trying to get it past him, and he's been rock solid in goal. Obviously, we saw Gagliano among others.
He had 2 point-blank opportunities, and Peter Striano was somehow able to fight those off. Keshner. That pass taken. Striano. Pass it up. Nobody home, and that should be an icing.
Great play by Dominic Striano on that one. Able to get the defensive stop there, and then able to, although he did force the icing, was able to make sure that there was no open opportunity for Keshner on that one.
Yeah, it's really been impressive, both of these sides, the defense. Ever since we had 2 goals in about a minute, and we thought, all right, this is going to be one of those 11-10 games. But ever since, it's been defense, 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 and it's been really entertaining.
Exactly. 10 minutes into the first period, and we already had some scoring plays. Nothing on the board since.
That's a nice pass by Keshner. He almost went 5-hole, but Striano said, not today.
Yeah, that was Bridgewood on the opportunity there, and Striano almost let it actually get through him accidentally. His legs kind of opened up, and the puck started to move around a little bit. That's why you saw Bridgewood with the extra try to push there. And he was able to straddle it, make sure nothing got past him. Now just 8 minutes left in this one as we were just about halfway through the third period.
Puck dropped. Kaczynski went with a little no-look Patrick Mahomes action, and Striano gets it in his web. 8 minutes exactly left, and Cold Spring Harbor now playing a lot of defense, and they need to be on the attack, not defense, given the current status.
I know I'm paying a little too much of detail there, but as you just saw in that last shot, camera shot to be specific, a lot of skating around the goal for Cold Spring Harbor over there. You want to see a Cold Spring Harbor move it into their offensive zone and somehow get it out.
Striano, that one was a little sketchy, if you will. It was kind of it was in the blue for a little bit. He was able to cover it though.
Smart play though, because Kaczynski was right there. He was looking for an opportunity to try to move it around. Smart play by Striano.
It'll be Keshner taking it for Syosset, and he'll try and take on the Cold Spring Harbor face-off. That one's in front. Max Van Son shoots it a little far of his brother. Getting into it with a nice hit was Harry Carswell. Now an opportunity the other way. Great cross-ice pass. It's Kaczynski. Can he go for 3? And he'll do a smart thing with another cross-ice pass. This time it was to Sam Tell. Tell couldn't get the shot, couldn't get the score. And Van Son gets hit. And Syosset, that's a power play opportunity for Cold Spring Harbor. That is huge.
Yeah, especially at this stage of the game, 7 minutes left. You don't want to be down 1. It's going to be Keshner going, it looks like, into the penalty box. But what I was going to say before is that on the last play, you saw Carswell go back, try to defend, while trying to attack in the offensive zone. That's what caused the disadvantage for Cold Spring Harbor, as South has been able to live basically with recent memory in this Cold Spring Harbor defensive zone. And the aggressiveness by Carswell, although appreciated, did not help on that last one. But hey, they got the penalty now. Going to be interesting to see what they can do with this 5-on-4.
Shot from the point. It was right there for Van Son. He just wasn't quite close enough. McHale, some swing action. McHale just left. Oh, it's so close. It's almost there. And Cold Spring Harbor, they can almost taste it.
Riley Van Son, he was wide open on that shot. Didn't get the opportunity. Well, right open on that shot attempt. Didn't get the opportunity to put it in himself.
McHale the shot. Saved and covered by...
That was once again Riley Van Son coming in for trying to possibly get the rebound there. Little, what you would say, Charlie, extracurriculars behind the goal.
I'm being quoted. I feel famous.
You should.
So 126 left on the power play, and it'll be looking for the pass to the point. Instead, Van Son will take on 2 defenders himself. He almost gets through it. McHale has it on the point. Gives it up to Riley Van Son. Van Son surveying his options. Chooses to go to the middle. Can't get anything there. Richie Strino looking to do something. The shot. Joshua Knoll without a stick. A big hit on Richie Strino. And we've got a stoppage. And I believe they stopped to let him get his stick. But without the stick, they weren't giving him the benefit of the doubt. So he said, all right, I'm going to stop the play myself. He went there, got a legal hit. That was gritty.
Anything to get your stick back, I guess, is what you would call it. But on that last play, once again, the aggressiveness, the physicality is coming into play with Noel Wiener getting into it in front of the goal.
So McHale couldn't get it. A great opportunity for Syosset. Loading up. Great pass. Oh, what a save. Kaczynski was going for the hat trick, and Peter Strino said, not today.
Yeah, Noel with the great pass there to Kaczynski. Obviously, didn't go in, but that you got to like what you saw there. Wide open player, doesn't take the easy shot, gives it to what could be the more efficient shot in Kaczynski. But we've mentioned it, Strino has just been playing out of his mind in this one, in one of the biggest stages.
Yeah, Strino, he's been awesome. You can't say enough about his performance. I know we don't give out an MVP for this game, but he would certainly be in the conversation, even if his team doesn't win. So we do have a penalty on on Cold Spring Harbor. So after Syosset kills this penalty, they will have about a minute and a half of power play for their own.
Syosset's bench a little upset there. There was no possible tripping call on that.
Here we go. Looking for the headman pass to Kaczynski. Instead, it'll be Tsotsos to Strino. Only 5 seconds left till they're down a man. Strino with the big hit on Joshua Knoll. We've got a little scrum. And the refs will clear it out with 5:07 left. And as every second ticks, every second becomes more valuable for this Cold Spring Harbor team. Also, now they're on they're defending the power play. We know they have a very good power play. A very good penalty kill, but it's very hard to score on the penalty. So it's just time is of the essence.
And this may be one of the hardest penalties to kill for them on the season, as if Syosset is able to get a goal, 2-goal lead with under 5 minutes to go in the playoff game, it's going to be very hard to overcome. But you've mentioned it, Charlie. Cold Spring Harbor, one of the best power play killers, if not the best in the league. It's going to be interesting to see when they are able to get the puck back to a 5-on-5 with just under 4 minutes left.
Van Son has it taken away by Zachary Keschner. Kaczynski. And right now you're not doing anything that'll cost you a goal. You're trying to score a goal. As Max Van Son showing off that effort. Wow. He's really going for it. It's taken away. And they're controlling the zone on the penalty kill. We did say they had an incredible penalty kill. We might have mentioned it once or twice. Phillips trying to get to it. Instead, it'll be Pete Leonard. Leonard cross-ice pass. and it's Kaczynski. Kaczynski dumps it off to Mijas. Instead, it'll be Pete Leonard again. Just over 30 seconds left on the power play. Just under 4.5 left in the game.
Yeah, Pete Leonard for Cold Spring Harbor just trying to do whatever he can to kill this penalty. Obviously just held the puck for a solid 20 seconds in his defensive zone. Great way to stop the penalty. But once that's over, they're going to need to get some offense going.
Looking for a pass was Mijas. He delivers. Joshua Knoll is really skating very fast. He dumps it off to Mijas. Another save by Strino. For a second there, Mijas had 2 sticks. Mark Keshner had 2 sticks. Oh boy, that was close.
That's going to be a penalty for Cold Spring Harbor, just as this one
As one ends, another begins.
Exactly.
And back-to-back penalties when you're down by 1 in the third period. That's rough execution.
Nicholas Phillips was waiting in front of the net. I was going to point it out, and then I saw him get tossed in the back. That's what the penalty is going to be on. 2 minutes on the clock. And now they're going to only have 1 minute and 44 seconds on a 5-on-5
to tie this one up. And this is do or die. This is why you play the game.
So Cold Spring Harbor back on the power play killing test once again.
That would be Cardoza. Up ahead to Knoll. Knoll. Oh, that was close. That was really, really close. Knoll back out. The shot on net. It's saved by Peter Strino.
Sasa trying to get something going on offense, but as you can see, they're not aggressively going after it, knowing that
they don't want to make a pass that's going to give a quick opportunity. And Peter Strino, another save. 3:01 left, 118 on the penalty, as both teams will go through changes.
Sasa only took a few shots at about 40 seconds of play. Not trying to do too much. Obviously trying to get another goal on the lead, on the score. Who wouldn't? But not trying to possibly, like you said, give up the puck to a Cold Spring Harbor team that's just trying to kill a penalty. Obviously, if they send it down the ice, that would take another 20 seconds or so off the clock. Syosset just trying to make sure that they had the possession.
So it'll be a face-off between Strino and Keshner. Keshner wins it. Dumps it off. It'll be Knoll. Knoll to Bridgewood. Bridgewood back to Knoll. Knoll the shot. Oh, Bridgewood was really close. Bridgewood to Kaczynski. Kaczynski back to Bridgewood. Phillips begging for it. He won't get it.
Yeah, like you said, Phillips wanted to get it, and then it ends up going to Keshner, and that's kind of what threw the play off.
Kaczynski to Knoll. Knoll right back to Keshner. 44 seconds left on the power play. A pad save. Oh, whoa! The rebound, it's Nicholas Phillips. Wow. Nicholas Phillips puts it in, and is that the dagger?
We'll see, obviously, Charlie, as you check out the replay here.
Phillips! Wow! Nicholas Phillips.
And as you saw, it went off Phillips' skate back onto Strino's pad. And Phillips on the diving shot. Let's not forget about that part. Able to get it in the back of the net. 3-1 now with just over 2 minutes left in this one.
And in the immortal words of Gary Cohen, oh, wow, what a play. Speaking of what a play, another opportunity for Syosset to really put this one away. We have 2 minutes. You heard it here, 2 minutes left before Syosset advances, unless Cold Spring Harbor can pull out a miracle.
Syosset's going to pull their goalie now with still 2 minutes left in this one.
And it looks like we have an injury on the other end, which obviously we never like to see. I mean, these Syosset players, they've been giving it their all. Both teams have really been hustling up and down the ice. There have been no lack. There's been no lack of effort. These guys have been awesome this whole game.
yeah, obviously it's a playoff game, high intensity, high aggressiveness. It's all that you're going to want in a hockey game. And with this kind of atmosphere, a lot of physicality, aggressiveness we saw early on with all the scoring. Then it kind of died down the scoring-wise, but still just as great a game. And now in this third period, we've seen some awesome hockey. Great way to close out what this playoff game is. Still possibility, though, that Cold Spring Harbor can come back.
Well, it'll be all the more harder now that Cold Spring Harbor has their they've got a guy in the penalty box. It's Max Van Son, one of their top scorers, the leading scorer, and shorthanded for the last 149 of this game unless they can force overtime.
We're going to timeout now here. But like you had mentioned, it's going to be Max Van Son going in the penalty box. He has 31 points, top 10 in the league. And to have a guy like that not being able to try to get in your comeback with just a minute 49 left, and this possibly being the last game of the season, it's going to be very hard to come back. Obviously, you don't want him to get released from the penalty box, as I would most likely assume. That's Syosset scores again, and 4-1 just doesn't seem like a possibility coming back at this stage of the game.
Yeah, it's one of those do or die moments. I mean, it's unlikely, yes. But Syosset, you get a goal quick. You're a great penalty killing team. We've talked about that. Maybe something can happen.
We've talked about both teams being great penalty teams, but like we saw in the last time that Cold Spring Harbor had a penalty, it was Nicholas Phillips just sitting there right in front of the blue zone with a diving effort, just putting it right in the back of the upper right corner. So, sorry, Charlie, you go.
I don't know if anybody is a Sports Center representative, any of those people in our crowd, but that was top 10 worthy, man. Off of a knee, falling down. That was absurd. That was such a great play.
And especially the situation of the game, with just a few minutes left, obviously in the power play, already up 1, just trying to put that seal on the game. Nicholas Phillips with the great goal. Big moment for the junior forward.
Straino and Cardozo will take the face-off. It's passed up ahead. Salone Mijas. Straino puts it ahead. McHale, can he get to it before it goes for icing? Great pass. Oh! That was a close one. That was executed about as perfectly as you could have wanted, except they couldn't finish the goal. Now you've got a guy with no score. Oh! A guy came out with no glove, and Joshua Knoll said good night. His 9th of the season, and that might just do it. 4-1 Syosset.
Yeah, that might put the seal on the envelope. Obviously, you have to take the goalie out, try to get something with the going, especially with the power play, making it 5-on-5 without the goalie.
Came out with no glove, and Joshua Knoll said good night.
Instead of running down the clock, just putting an extra score on the board. And now 4-1. I don't know about you, Charlie, but this game, very exciting. But it looks like we may be seeing the number 4 seed Syosset in the semifinals.
And so Cold Spring Harbor, if the result stands as is, their season in defenses, that's a shot by Kaczynski. Their season in defense of their title certainly didn't go as planned. I mean, a good regular season, 13-2, 1-0, but a first-round exit, play-in game quarterfinal exit, definitely not what they wanted. But they have a lot of good pieces in place, and they're still a really great program.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the coaches for Cold Spring Harbor, Coach Marino, all the players on that team. They have a great team, like we mentioned, won the conference last season. Obviously, 5 seed ended up here, not as high as they had last year. And it seems like they might be going home before the championship game.
So we're under 45 seconds. And you can feel the energy from the Syosset bench, and you can really feel the the lack thereof from Cold Spring Harbor. These kids love to play hockey. These guys, they put a lot of effort into a season, a lot of practicing. It's a lot more than we see, obviously. It's a lot of hard work, and we give them credit for that. They gave it their all today, and you can't say anything except you got to commend the effort of Cold Spring Harbor. They couldn't get the goals. They played great. Peter Strino, got to give him a shout-out. He was fantastic today. But at the end of the day, Syosset proved to be the better squad.
Yeah, like you mentioned, obviously great game between both teams. Both sides playing very well in this one. And it's going to be very cool to see that Syosset coming back off of a 6-2 loss to Cold Spring Harbor just a few weeks ago is now going to be able to beat them 4-1 possibly here at the score stands and advance to the semifinals, where they will either play number 1 Long Beach or number 2 Manhasset.
So just under 10 seconds as we wrap this one up. And your Syosset Braves are going to the semifinals. Wow, really great game. Syosset advances. Cold Spring Harbor, unfortunately their season has to end despite a great team and a great season. And now this is something we love, just seeing these guys mob the goalie and celebrate. These kids earned it.
Obviously well-deserved, like you mentioned, mobbing the goalie. And Ethan Ganny, the senior out there in goal, hasn't been taking all of the starts there, but this is going to be one of his most memorable starts in his senior year, winning the quarterfinal for his team, 4-1 Syosset over Cold Spring Harbor.
And really just a great game both ways. Both teams gave everything they had. Just great playing overall. And if this is what the rest of the playoffs look like, we're in for a treat. We'll be back on Sunday doing one of the semifinal games. For now, I'm Charlie. He's Casey.
And we'll be seeing you on Sunday with more exciting playoff hockey.
All right.